Hello again, collectors. So we got a package here from eBay. I bought it off a seller called Mini Cars World. They have 2400 star rating. And in this box there should be an FXX-K and a Dorlop Radical race car. So let's take a look and see if I got what I ordered. Seems like a virgin cardboard box, so I don't anticipate any physical damage. Yeah, look, it's bubble wrap, so that's good. That's Kyosho. A pretty new Kyosho collection, so I don't think I've ever seen this package before. Maybe I have. It's hard to remember everything I order. But see, we're up to Ferrari collection number 12 on this one. So the content is a model kit, so I'm going to probably cut away and edit this film. This is from 2016, so this might be the newest Kyosho that I've seen. I have some crystal box versions that might be newer, but they don't put a date on those. So yeah, I think this is the newest Kyosho that I can actually confirm. So here, anyways, if you want to pause, there are the other cars in the collection. Alright. So it's nice that you can, they're all blind box. But it's nice that Kyosho now lets you repackage the thing. They know that people are reselling these. So the FXX-K was a car available between 2015 and 2017. And the K in that name stands for this KERS, Kinetic Energy Recovery System, which adds an extra around 190 horsepower on top of the around 1050 horsepower. So with both power plants, this is making around 1300, 1400 horsepower, depends on what website you look at. So the model kit isn't too hard to do. Oh no, I was hoping someone put it together for me. Alright, so this is why I video this stuff. Oh, thank goodness. I was wondering where are the wheels. They're usually jammed up on the top, like that. But this person decided to put them on the bottom. Okay, let's get this blister stuff out of here. Comes with this little screwdriver. I think they work nowadays. I'm just going to show you guys the interior of this thing before we go over the outside. Because it's usually just going to be black. And yes, it's just black plastic. Decent mode, well no, I wouldn't call that a decent engine. That is a pretty weak engine. I don't know what the real engine looks like though, but I'm pretty sure it looks nicer than that. I mean, look at this giant flat spot, right? Like, wouldn't there be some plumbing or something, or wiring around there, or maybe the transmission case or something? So that seems really, really weak. And then the seats here, you can kind of see through the plastic. Those are kind of weak also. So, well, that's not really impressive. Alright, well, give me a minute here. I'm going to put this thing together and I'll be back. Put together a little bit of hiccup. You have to actually put the interior piece in first into the casting, because there's like a hook section. And then you put the wheels on and then you put the bottom on. You can't put the interior onto the bottom and then put it into the top. Hopefully that makes sense. Also, no, this new screwdriver doesn't fit right. I needed to use a screwdriver like this size. So, hopefully you can see there. There's a big difference. So you should probably buy an electronic screwdriver kit, if you're going to be putting some Kyosho models together, because the included screwdriver just got thrown into the trash right there. Alright, so let's take a look at these photographs. Wikipedia says 3 people were involved designing the appearance of this thing. Marco Fainello, Adrian Mendez, and an architect, Samuel Rodriguez, at the Centro style of Ferrari. Okay, so looking at that, the wheels are somewhat similar. They're a little thick, being 164. The vent, the number, it looks pretty darn close to the photograph. I don't see anything really off. Let's see about this back view. I don't know if this back view is a computer rendering. Okay. So this is a rear-wheel drive. It's a track-only vehicle. It's meant for research and development, but wealthy people are kind of like paying for it. Although I don't know the cost of this vehicle. I didn't figure that out. All I know is that they made only 40 of them. And this is a street, not street legal, although it is based off the Ferrari, which is a street legal vehicle. And then that combined horsepower rating is supposed to be able to get this thing up to 217 miles per hour out of the 6.3 liter V12 engine in the back, and it's naturally aspirated, and then that little Kurz motor helps kick in as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this casting a little closer now. So this red is very nice. Unfortunately, it's a Kyosho, so I wouldn't doubt that in a few years it's going to start to get paint rash. If any of the Japanese viewers were able to make a comment, are these blister pack Kyoshos rare? Are they sold at convenience stores? Where are they sold, and then how much are they sold for? Because that seller I bought from, this might be the most expensive blister pack Kyosho I've ever purchased. I feel like I got ripped off. But I have other FXXs, and I had to finish the collection. So we'll compare those later. Okay, the wheels again, you know, they went with the correct spoke count, it seems. And it's nice to see that they have the center knockoff there. Oh, sorry, this isn't a really good pick. Let me get a new one. Here's a better one in case we want to check the body panel gaps, which do look okay. So the wheels do look good, you know, it's just that there's no brake system, being a blister pack. And then if you look at the printing, it's all tampo printed. That's the one great thing I like about Kyoshos. These graphics shouldn't have a problem unless the paint itself has a problem. So all this is done nicely. There's a little Italian flag there. There's no overrun of this silver stripe. It seems correctly placed. There's a crest there. The 10 is in this undercut area. In that vent there. Oh, that's a real vent, by the way. Pick vanishes in there. The tires are slicks, being a track car. That makes sense. Here's the bottom, by the way. Not much to it. A couple of veins here. Pretty thin veins. And they lead to this back end with two silver exhaust tips that have pretty good depth to them. Look at the middle of that thing, right? So that's pretty good. There's a little texture here, and that's part of the casting. It's all painted black, pretty nice. And then there's tiny red taillights there, but I'm trying to figure out if they're plastic. I kind of feel that they are. Hold on, let me gonna get the flashlight here. Yeah, I think those have to be plastic because they're separate pieces. Right, you can see the gap of it going into the casting. Alright, so that's pretty interesting. And then you got the prancing horse there in the center section. And I have to assume this might be like a rear brake light. Or maybe it's an additional, not brake light, a backup light. Or maybe it is a brake light, but since it's a track-only car. I'm not sure about that one. Okay, so I think the rear end looks pretty good. You got these funky vertical wings, and then these little horizontal wings that come off of it. But now I'm seeing that this one this one seems to be a little bent out of fashion. I'm not gonna push it down. Oh, this is plastic, by the way. This is a plastic piece. I can see a crease here, or a gap. It's more noticeable over here on this side. You can see a little bit of I don't know if that's like extra paint or what, but okay, so yeah, it's plastic. It's quite rigid. So from a high fall, this would probably break. You don't want to put this on a bookshelf and have it roll off. Okay, so now I'm noticing there's a Ferrari badge there, and it looks good. So that engine, yeah, as I mentioned, outside of the body, that's a pretty weak engine. You would expect for a 2016 Kyosho they would have more detail, but nope. Okay, maybe that's like a door for the charge port or something. There's some sort of text. I wonder if it's legible. Fuel. No, my bad. It's a fuel door. What's this then? That's also a fuel door. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. If there are two fuel doors and there's silver and black on this side, why is there no silver and black on that side? So that's a mystery as well. I would have guessed one side is a charging port. If this is hybrid. Maybe it's not a hybrid. Never mind. So they probably are fuel doors. I think the Kerr system is, again, just a kinetic energy recovery. It's not, I don't think it actually is powered by batteries. I'm not sure. Please leave a comment if you know more. Okay, a little black is printed on here. I assume that's like a passive vent as air goes over. And then these vents again are real. Those are real vents there. Whoa, got the pick stuck. So that's good. And then the silver paint is nicely laid going down in there. So that's good. Look at this silver line going around the entire cockpit. And it actually goes up here. So, I mean, this paint job is pretty impressive, really. I mean, to be able to print this one silver thing going around this compound surface is, that's pretty good. I'm impressed. Alright, so then, I guess this black here must be diecast. It's just painted like a metallic black. And then you have the black out here of the clear windows. And there's a molded in raised black wiper blade there. Some sort of little vertical winglet. Maybe that's a camera? I'm not sure. Or a telemetry radio system or something. Alright, look at these tiny stock mirrors. I mean, that's impressive. These might be this... Well, these are some of the most spindly mirrors I've ever seen in 164. So I think that's great. You know, if Kyosho can do this for whatever this costs, why can't other brands put mirrors onto their cars? Again, it really depends on what these things cost for retail in Japan. Without knowing, it's hard to know if this is a great value or just expected. Okay, this is just blanked off, these vents. There should be a radiator, I guess, there. It would have been nice if they molded some ribs or something. Or maybe there are none. Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, maybe these black slots are supposed to be quick release latches. And then the Ferrari badge on the front there. It's alright, I guess. Look at this, I didn't notice this before. There's a 10, and then right here, FXX-K. Sorry, it might not be able to focus. But, I mean, look at how small that text is compared to my finger. Or this pick. So that's pretty great printing. And again, they're getting it onto this surface, so they have to clear this bumper, right? So some sort of interesting tampo printing process there. Okay, what about here? So this is part of the casting. It has no sound to it, but it is textured and it's painted black very nicely. Okay. This little section is part of the bottom plastic piece. This little winglet here, that looks pretty nice. Pretty thin plastic there. Well, you know, that one actually does roll. Don't expect all Kyoshos to roll, but that one does. Yep, I didn't put the tire on very well here. So I guess that's it. So it's a pretty great model. The only questionable thing, oh look, there's some vents right here. Look at that, that's a real vent as well. I would kind of have expected most of these vents to be painted black graphics, but Kyosho literally has functional vents, top, side, and this side here. So that's pretty impressive, really. So, alright, I am very happy with this. What I was saying is questionable is just this thing, you know? Why is that silver and black not on that side? Strange. Strange that would be missing. Okay, but otherwise it's quite fantastic. I'm very impressed. It's technically a lot more difficult to make a model like this than pretty much all the previous blister packs I've seen from Kyosho. It's just the application of all these graphics. They're almost, I would say they're perfect actually. I don't see any overrun or like missing graphics other than that one there. But that could be on purpose. And then I'm now noticing the silver here, this is a winglet. It's actually, you know, from the side, I thought it was just, you know, flat. The silver carries on. But here you can kind of see it actually does protrude, and it's painted silver very nicely. And I guess that silver is supposed to carry across to the wing here. So you can see this whole silver line swoops up here there's a brake with the tail light, but then it carries around to the back. So that's an interesting graphic on Ferrari's part of how that's done. I do find it kind of odd that the silver doesn't carry across here and then come over here. But you know, they chose to have the silver just terminate right there. And I see that on the real photograph of the real car. But I just think it's a lost opportunity to just, you know, not carry over the silver from here to there. Then it'd just be one continuous silver band, ribbon going around the car. Okay. These are little headlights here, just painted black, which you can kind of expect for something so small. Alright. So, as I was mentioning, I paid a lot of money for this. But the problem with collecting stuff is you want to finish a collection. So, this is my little micro collection, all by Kyosho. So this is the LaFerrari that this is based off of. But the FXX is like an experimental series of cars by Ferrari, and the very first one is this one with the yellow the white stripes on the yellow car. And then the FXX Evolution is this one. It's got, I think, a video camera for the rear view. So I'll let this spin around here for you guys so you can. So now my FXX collection is complete. And this is how companies get your money. I'm a sucker. I think we're all pretty much suckers, right? Because let's face it, no one needs to have diecast cars in their lives to survive in this world. I do appreciate them. It's helping me deal with, you know, COVID. I'm still, you know, stuck indoors a lot because COVID. This whole Delta stuff really freaks me out. So, yeah, this helps me keep sane, learning about stuff, and just not only learning about the cars, but just, you know, learning about the different ways to make these miniature vehicles. Granted, I'm guessing a lot on how they do it, but it's interesting to see, you know, not only the evolution in real vehicles, but the evolution of die-casting or scale model cars. Okay, well, that's a big one. If you're curious, this is just an acrylic piece, and I spray mounted it with some sandpaper, and then I clear coated the sandpaper with rattle can, so it's a little less abrasive and hopefully won't scratch up my tires too much, although it is quite abrasive still. Alright, so let's let this spin. So definitely a cool model. You'll have to go on eBay yourself and decide if it's worth it to you. Probably not. But I had to finish the collection off, and now I don't have to worry about this again, at least until Kyosho makes like the Evolution version of this. Ferrari did make an Evo version of this FXX-K. So it wouldn't surprise me if actually Kyosho makes a model of that someday, and then I'll have to pay even more money for that, but that's just how the hobby goes. Alright guys, well I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you in the next Ferrari review. Thanks.